"You're under arrest for impersonating a federal agent," Patricia Hensley shrieked, her nail-tipped finger puncturing the air like a stake. She paced in the Oak Ridge Estates cul-de-sac, shaking with virtue, sandwiched between two HOA goons holding clipboards and her son, Derek, who wore a DIY security vest over flip-flops and sweatpants. I remained silent, allowing her diatribe to reverberate. The universe, it seemed, had a sense of timing. As Patricia's voice reached a shattering crescendo, 3 black SUVs pulled into the gated community, their arrival slow and intentional. She was too caught up in streaming her meltdown to see, screaming, "You're not even real FBI!" But then, the SUV doors opened and out came actual agents, badges shining, shades on, authority emanating. When Patricia finally turned, her face was a portrait of shock, worth every second of the past 6 weeks. 6 weeks earlier, I'd been assigned to Oak Ridge, a suburban fortress ruled by an HOA so oppressive it made national headlines. I'm Nathan Brooks, FBI Cybercrime Unit, sent undercover as Adam Carter, a bland IT consultant with a fake pollen allergy and a knack for recycling. My assignment: probe a string of data breaches, spilling blueprints, financial data, and encrypted traffic from this elegant suburb. The investigation led directly to the HOA, with its dictatorial president Patricia at the helm, a klutzy queen holding a clipboard like a scepter. Disguise was easy. The FBI outfitted me with a home bought via a shell company. I played Adam flawlessly. Quiet, forgettable, the guy you'd dodge at a block party. But Patricia targeted me the moment my moving van arrived. She spied from her window, jotting notes in her neighborhood watch journal. By nightfall, a 30-page HOA rulebook, bleeding red ink, was taped to my door. Week 1 saw minor fines. Trash cans out 20 minutes after pickup. Lawn blades not even. Recycling bin unapproved. I grinned, nodded, and wired my house with surveillance equipment. The actual issue wasn't Patricia's power plays. It was Oak Ridge's digital underbelly. Somebody had taken over smart doorbells, thermostats, even light bulbs, piping them through a secret mesh network built into the HOA's backbone. This wasn't amateur hour hacking. It was complicated, lucrative, and deadly. By week 2, I followed the signals to a hidden server room under the community center, an area not included on official blueprints. The sole key dangled from Patricia's purse, clipped to her clipboard like a religious artifact. Patricia's paranoia grew. I'd filled my printer with mock surveillance papers, knowing she'd rummage. She did, and Derek boasted to a neighbor they had proof I was a spy. Tensions came to a boil at the community picnic. While I was explaining compost to a retiree, Patricia stormed over, shouting, "Listen, everybody, this man's a fake." Burgers hung suspended mid-bite. Derek videoed, dripping sweat. "I saw his badge, his spy codes," she declared. "He's impersonating a federal agent, a felony. I've called 911. The crowd was murmuring, her supporters bobbing their heads, others doubting. I moved closer, whispering, "You sure you want to play this game, Patricia?" Then came the hum of SUVs heading in our direction. She didn't, too caught up in explaining her live stream to thousands. This wasn't a narcissism thing. The HOA network was a honeypot, sucking up emergency routing maps and law enforcement signals, vulnerabilities that could disable first responders. Patricia, unconsciously or not, was an accomplice. Her offense wasn't the fines, was the cover. Derek, on the other hand, had mounted backdoor cameras across the clubhouse, thinking himself a security genius. Logs showed foreign IPs hitting them. He was unaware, but Patricia would not believe. As the SUVs came to a stop, an agent emerged. "Ma'am, move away from our operative." His voice shattered her live stream. "This is a federal operation." Patricia's jaw fell, phone slipping. Derek stood stiff. A neighbor gasped, "Oh my God." I flashed my badge, smiling. "Told you, Patricia. Wrong place, wrong time." The crowd witnessed her HOA empire crumbling, lemon squares disintegrating in the sun. You'd think a federal bust would humble her. Nope. 2 days after the show, a notice popped up on my lawn. HOA violation, unauthorized surveillance equipment. My satellite dish, legal as could be, was her new obsession. Derek and his Patriot posse, in yellow vests, roamed my street, clipboards at the ready, walkie-talkies crackling. I spotted Derek rummaging through my bushes with binoculars. "City ordinance against loitering," I said, surprising him. He grumbled about evidence and ran. Patricia's crusade went viral. Neighbors who stood with me were fined. Roses too high, patio furniture non-compliant. The neighborhood seethed. Yet some slipped me notes, whispering encouragement, feeling Patricia's throne was falling. She inundated the police with complaints. Noise ordinance, suspicious behavior, even a staged weapons tip. Cops came, noticed my credentials, and departed with chuckles. One said, "She needs a hobby." Online, Patricia was wild. Her HOA newsletters, distributed through a hacked server, bellowed, "Beware imposters!" while compromising residents' addresses and part of their bank details to overseas networks. Her fixation was her defeat. I followed the server signals, verified by video of Derek installing shady routers with a suspicious vendor Patricia hired for a deal. The proof was ironclad. Patricia's night guard, vest-wearing busybodies, patrolled my home at 2 a.m., shining flashlights into my windows. I woke them up, half asleep. "Got a warrant, or should I call real cops?" They dispersed. Derek tacked up notices on my truck. "Real patriots don't hide." His stunts went viral when he shouted at a stray cat for being unregistered. Oak Ridge was cracking. Patricia's hold was loosening. She sent out a mandatory HOA meeting notice, her flyer with a blurry picture of me titled, "Who's Really Next Door?" I intended to remain quiet, let her implode. At the clubhouse, she ranted, flailing charts connecting me to a delivery man and a random runner. Her presentation concluded with "Expose" in big red letters. Neighbors shifted uncomfortably, her supporters wavering. I got up, laptop in tow. Time to reveal what's actually going down. Patricia's eyes flashed with fear. I connected, overriding her slide with a live feed of data packets hemorrhaging from the HOA server. "Your cameras, thermostats, locks, hacked," I told them. "Sent through a relay in the clubhouse sanctioned by Patricia." Gasps filled the air. One man yelled, "That's why my ring keeps freezing." I presented traffic logs, pings to offshore servers, and video of Derek's sketchy install. Patricia shrieked it was photoshopped, but her voice cracked. I played her live stream, where she'd exposed sensitive information. Residents. Names. Bank accounts. The room exploded. Neighbors demanded explanations. Derek slipped away, quiet. Patricia retreated to the corner, mumbling, "I only did what I had to." I shut my laptop. "I'm FBI Cybercrime Unit. This probe targeted a data harvesting scheme facilitated by HOA neglect. Charges are pending. My part's done." I exited, the clubhouse abuzz. Agent Torres greeted me outside, collecting my files. Neighbors departed in stunned silence. A gray-haired man with a straw hat patted my arm. "Hell of a meeting, son." Forensic units descended on the clubhouse by morning, pulling the relay. Patricia's house lost power, her mailbox clogged. Derek's truck was gone. The interim HOA board met in a garage, thanking me warily. Residents called in unlogged fines, hacked cameras. Summons landed on mailboxes, federal stamps glaring. Another woman admitted Patricia hacked into her security system, piping video to an unknown cloud. The fear Patricia planted was beginning to unravel. Patricia was served on her porch, caught on tape by a neighbor. She shrieked about conspiracies, but the officer remained unmoved. Her flagpole, once her badge of command, stood empty. Torres called. Charges included wire fraud, obstruction, and cyber offenses. Derek, tracked to a cousin's, admitted installing routers without understanding their purpose. Fines, maybe probation. Patricia faced years. The real culprit, a fake LLC tied to multi-state cybercrimes, had planted the exploit. Patricia's deal opened the door. Oak Ridge transformed. New bylaws, open meetings, kids playing freely. A lemonade stand defied Patricia's old rules. She mailed a defiant letter, claiming victimhood, but residents tossed it, one teen joking about a dramatic reading. Her trial hung over her head, a cautionary legend. I packed my bag to leave, discovering a card on my doorstep. You gave us our voice. Walking past the clubhouse, I noticed a sign. Welcome back to the neighborhood. A worker took down Patricia's rule board. Fresh start, he said. I grinned, driving away with Taurus. Patricia's words resonated inside me. I only did what I had to. She'd created a kingdom of fear, but Oak Ridge chose trust. That was the actual triumph.